Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is episode number 11 of our Football Manager 2017 Big Six in the Vanarama experiment. And obviously, we still got to stay with League One. Technically, we shouldn't really have had to be in League One now. We should only be focusing on the Championship and the Premier League. But unfortunately, Man City got left behind. As I said, the cracks are appearing. So I guess Liverpool may not find it as rosy in the Championship as Tottenham, Chelsea, Man United and Arsenal have. Man City were beaten in the playoffs. How they even got into the playoffs is beyond me. They should have finished second. And, I mean, let's just take a quick look at their team, right? They've still got players like John Stones. They've still got Marcos Alonso playing for them. I mean, they should have Harry Kane there. I got a feeling that he may have been sold, but Raheem Sterling is still there. They still have good players there. But we're going to go back a minute because let's have a little look at these transfers. Because if Harry Kane is gone, that could change an awful lot for them. Because if they couldn't get promoted with Harry Kane, are they going to struggle again without him? Yes, Chelsea have picked him up, but they've got a lot of money. They haven't brought anyone in yet, which is a concern for them because they've just lost their best player, and now they've got to make do basically without him now. And if they ain't going to bring anyone in, are they going to have just as bad a time as last year? Well, we're going to have to find out. Let's have a little look at what sort of business Liverpool have done to start with. Obviously, the 2nd of July, this is where the start of the business would have happened. We're going to jump into the end of the transfer window after we look at the Premier League. But let's check out Liverpool in the Championship first. Okay, so Liverpool in the Championship, they've picked up a player called Ander Kappa from Norwich. Don't know what kind of difference he'll make, but Liverpool are easily winners of League One. Will they do the same in the Championship? Well, it will remain to be seen. As you can see, no one else has come in to Liverpool. We'll have to have a look and see what they've done at the end of the transfer window. Let's have a little look, see if there's been any early business in the Premier League. So, as we already know, four of our big six are back. Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United and Tottenham. Arsenal, Man United are in the Champions League this season. So, this is when the turnaround for the Premiership to get themselves back up to being the best. And this is where the turnaround is going to happen. Obviously, they've only been third, but I have seen it on this where the Premier Division is number one because of how good the teams end up doing. So, what kind of early business of four of our big six who will come back done? Obviously, we know Chelsea picked up Harry Kane. That's going to be a massive one for them. They've also picked up Ross Barkley and Jordan Williams from Huddersfield for a significant amount of money for a Championship player. This could mean big things for Chelsea in their first season back. Tottenham haven't really brought anybody in unless there's people there for lower sums of money. Yeah, so Tottenham brought one. Have they brought any more? Well, no, not really. Chelsea have done a lot of their business early, which sometimes is a smart thing to do. I'd say they picked up some big players. So Arsenal picked up Lucas from SEP. Were they when they were at home? I know they make the Brazilian team so cryptic on this one because they're not allowed to use their real names. But I'd imagine for 13 million from direct from Brazil, that's a player with a fair bit of potential to do well in this country. So I say let's fast forward to the end of the transfer window to see what further business our big teams do. I'll see you there. Okay, now then, guys, we've gone to the 2nd of September now, and as you can see, Man City have made a relatively strong start to life in League One on their own. Yeah, I mean, they've won 4 out of 5, so have a lot of other teams, Charlton, Peterborough, and all the way down. So there's some strong contenders standing out already, but have they made the signings they need to make sure they did better than last year? Well, as you can see there, the answer to that question, surprisingly, is no. They just got 32 million for their best player. And they have not brought in anyone. I don't understand why they haven't even brought in one single player. That's baffling. Completely and utterly baffling. But have I missed anybody there? No, definitely not. They definitely haven't signed anyone. Like I said, that is a strange one. But like I say, they are in 4th place. They've won 4 out of 5. They've had a good start. We'll catch up with them at the end of November. For the meantime, we're going to check out Liverpool in the Championship. So as you can see, Liverpool haven't made quite as good a start as Man City, but they do remain unbeaten. Won 3, drawn 2, 5 games in, a game in hand over the teams above. They could go top of the Championship if they win that. So, Liverpool technically have made a good start. And have they made any signings? Well, this is looking like a no. But, as you can see, there are some big money signings made through the Championship these days. We're going to scroll down to see if any of the smaller money signings are... Well, there we go. I remember we saw Handicapper. We already saw that earlier on in the episode. Connor Ripley from Swansea, is he going to make a difference? Transfer that kind of money? I wouldn't have imagined so. But yeah, Liverpool have started strongly as well in the Championship. So I wouldn't be surprised if next season we do see 5 of our 6 back with Man City in the Championship. But it's all about the Premier League now. 4 of our big 6 are back. Let's see how they've started. Okay, so pretty much as I thought it would go. Man United and Arsenal fire away at the top 2. Chelsea and Tottenham having slow-ish starts. I mean, that's not a big slow start for Chelsea there. I mean, who did they lose to? Man United. They drew away at Middlesbrough, and yeah, they've won the games they'd be expected to. Tottenham have lost to Hull and Sunderland, drawn with Crystal Palace, and only won away 3-2 to Newcastle. So that's a poor start for Tottenham, a decent start for Chelsea, and a flying start for the 2 that were in the Premier League last season. Transfers. Have they brought more in? Man United have signed from Monterrey a player called Adam Davis. That's a strange looking one, isn't it? But for big money. They've splashed the cash. Man United are going for it. They really are going for it. They really have splashed the cash. Chelsea have splashed the cash. They brought in big. So I'd imagine they'll go from strength to strength throughout the season. Arsenal, on the other hand, haven't. Well, they signed that Lucas player, who I have a feeling he may come good. But not a lot else. Tottenham. Small players. Pretty small players. Depends who they've already got in their team. I say we go back and we take a look. So for Tottenham to be starting so poorly, who have they got in that team? And it's not looking great, really, is it? Danny Ward, Kevin Wimmer, Carl Walker still, mind you. Still got Carl Walker. They still got Christian Eriksen. And that Mokoena. Now he's one that we're expecting to come really good. And he scored 3 and 5 already. So like I say, the transfer window's over now. If Tottenham are going to do any good, then I don't know whether they're going to do it on these players. I really don't. But like I say, time will soon tell. It may just be a slow start. Come the end of November, it may all be different. They may be in the top 3 or 4. But like I say, we're going to soon find out. Let's get there. End of November. I'll see you there. So at the end of November, Man City are top of League One by 7 points. Even though Birmingham have a game in hand, I'm pretty much banking everything on the fact Man City have got this one sewn up. Last season was a blip. The manager's learned his lesson. They're now looking at the Championship next season. So I think that's basically what's going to happen. Talking about the Championship, Liverpool. They started strong. Are they going to follow through on that? So the answer to that question is, of course, not quite. They're in a playoff place, but only a few points away from Preston in second place. But Huddersfield are looking good to take this division at the moment. But like I say, it's only the end of November. There's still a lot of games left in this one. So let's look at the Premier League and see how our front 2 and then straggling 2 are doing now. Have Tottenham caught up? Well, on the Tottenham front, the answer to the question would be not quite. Chelsea, still a fair bit behind, but look at that. Southampton have leapfrogged Man United and Arsenal. Leicester are still in the fold, but Southampton are looking strong. Like I say, it's still only the end of November. That could just be a lucky spell for them. But Man United and Arsenal are still contesting for this title. 11 points adrift. Could Chelsea pip them back? I don't think so. But Chelsea have signed big. They've got Harry Kane. Has Harry Kane fallen in his ability after so long in the lower leagues? A lot of the players who they still got, have their abilities gone down because they've been in lower leagues? That's a question that the answer is quite obviously a yes. Because if Leicester, Southampton and that are outdoing the likes of Man United and Arsenal, it could be that the big players have fallen somewhat. Although Man United are destroying teams for the looks of it because they got a 20 plus goal difference. Like I say, losing 2 games. They've lost to Arsenal and West Ham away, drawing 2 to Derby and Stoke. So they've won 10 good games, and that's against Tottenham and Chelsea as well. So if I'm going to stake it all, I'm going to say Man City get promoted to the Championship, Liverpool will get promoted to the Premier League, Man United are going to be the team that will take the Premier League crown. Southampton, I can't see them keeping it up. But what do I know? I've been wrong an awful lot of times so far this series, and I guess I've been right sometimes as well. I got the feeling I'm going to be right this time. I wouldn't have made the prediction otherwise, would I? But I'm quite eager to see how Man United and Arsenal, and Leicester of course, are doing in the Champions League. Okay, so as it stands, Arsenal, top of their group and looks as though they've already qualified. Man United are third in their group, Sevilla being the main team in that one, and that is a strong group. Man United need to win in their next game, which is away to Monaco bottom. So you'd say, yes, Man United should win that, and Inter should technically lose to Sevilla or draw, but you never know. Leicester, on the other hand, who were the champions of the Premier League, are third in their group, but they could quite easily finish top of that group, and that's not even a strong group. Who have Leicester got in their next game? Well, I don't think they're going to be in this set of fixtures. The next fixtures would be Leicester at home to Dynamo Kiev. Leicester should win that, but Paris Saint-Germain should beat Midtjylland, I think that's how you pronounce it. So Paris, I think, have got their place in the next round. Leicester squaring off against Dynamo Kiev for the final spot. I don't know, if it works out well, there could be 3 teams getting through the knockout stages, and that's where England are going to recapture the coefficients to get that 4th space back. But a lot rides on that. We will look at that. We will check out what happened in the Champions League in the next episode, and we'll see how all the teams are faring in their league campaigns. So it's all starting to get quite exciting now, and it's good to see if the Big Six's return to the Premier League is going to recapture everything for them. Because I tell you something now, the Premier League has been lost without them, which is what was expected. They've all come back strong, which was kind of expected. But that blip for Man City, is that going to cost them? Because you can see the players have gone. A lot of their big players are gone. A lot of their other players are aging now. I don't know. I think that extra season may cost them, and Liverpool are not doing so great in the Championship. The cracks are appearing. So it's going to be an interesting one the next episode, because of course we will be concluding this season. So keep following if you want to find out what happens. Thanks again for watching this, and I hope you're all enjoying it and keeping up well with it. And until the next time, it's cheerio for now. Thanks again.